welcome tonight, gentlemen. Thanks for being so patient. Did you happen to have an opening statement, Chair, or...?
Thank you. In the essence of time, we'd like to table our open statement.
Fantastic.
And move straight to questions.
That'd be awesome. All right.
We've only got 5
Deputy
minutes,
Chair.
so I'll be as quick as I can. Thank you for waiting around, gentlemen. I think, yep, just gentlemen. I wanted to first ask, has SRA done any recent work on updating the laboratory manuals and cane check manuals for the testing of CCS content?
Might hand over to Mick.
Yeah, g'day, Mick Bartlett, CEO of SRA. There has been a request come in for that information. That again is not within the research field. It's something that we can entertain, but it's it's not within our prescribed area of responsibility.
My understanding is that your predecessor body, BSES, was responsible for this work. Is that right?
I've only been with the business for 12 months, so I can't answer that. I'm sorry.
Right. Okay. Well, I believe it's called the BSES Laboratory Manual and the BSES Cane Check Manual. Is that correct?
Again, sure. I can't say.
Well, there just seems to be a gap here. That this is a very... you correct me if I'm wrong. My understanding, I'm advised that this is a very important... The laboratory processes are very important because they determine cane content of sugar and therefore how much growers are paid. And there's some concern here now that if it's not within your purview, who is responsible for making sure the laboratory processes are best practice and not shortchanging cane growers? Can you point me to anyone else that is responsible for this work in the sugar supply chain?
The mills.
Yeah, the mills.
Yeah, my understanding, Senator, is that cane payments is not something... When BSES was disbanded, SRA was formed, and part of that was taking away a lot of the extension services that existed under the form of BSES, so they're not comparable organisations. Mills are responsible for paying growers, and it will be incumbent on the mills to...
Well, this is the issue. Mills are obviously conflicted because anything they pay the growers is less they get to take or keep. So I'm trying to understand who's the independent body assessing and making sure that these processes are not shortchanging growers. Now, if it's not, why isn't it within your purview? Is there some kind of constitutional restriction or governance restriction that stops you from doing this work?
No, Senator, it's not research. The cane formula is 106 years old, which the mills use.
Well, maybe just we've got limited time, but my question is about research into laboratory practices to keep them at best practice. Yeah, wouldn't that be research? Presumably there are better techniques and more efficient ways of more accurate testing, less margin for error. I'm not an expert here, but wouldn't that be research?
Look, it could be, Senator. So Mike Barryman, the Chair. Could be, but it's... and again, I've only been on board a short period of time in this role, but it's not something I've been aware of that's been requested.
Well, look, I brought it to your attention. If you could go away and maybe provide on notice, we've got a minute left.
Yes, Senator.
My understanding is you have developed for the milling industry, an Australian sugar industry training manual, but laboratory processes are not covered in that manual. Is that correct?
I'll have to check with that.
Okay, take that on notice. And if so, if that is correct, why is it that you can create a manual for other aspects of milling operations but not for the laboratory processes within the mill? And look, I might have to put other questions on notice. I might just quickly, though, ask about cane varieties. Are you doing any work into new cane varieties? There's some concern that there's only a limited number of them. So what's happening there?
Absolutely. Breeding for variety development, we're a bit different as an RDC in that we do research as well as collaborate with outsiders on research, but also breed for the Australian industry. We've released 3 new varieties this year. We have another dozen in development right now, and we've just returned from Brazil on a benchmarking to see how we go in terms of variety development, and we compare very favourably.
All right, well, thank you, Chet. Pretty good, timing-wise.
Excellent. Just perfect. Bang on 11.
I appreciate your time. Sorry we didn't get more time.
That's all right. All right, thanks, thanks everyone. Thanks, senators. That concludes today's hearing. I'd like to thank all witnesses who have appeared. Obviously, I'd like to thank Assistant Minister Chisholm, Acting Secretary Saunders from the department, to Hansard Broadcasting for their assistance as well. I remind senators that the committee has agreed that any written questions on notice should be lodged with the Secretariat by Thursday, the 16th of October this year. On that note, the committee now stands adjourned. Good night, everyone.